Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's a very, very busy week. Obviously, a lot of volatility has been seen. Once again, we've seen the trade headlines monopolize the interest and adding volatility to our market. But it's not only about trade talks, right? It's not solely about trade deals, even though if I had to let's say, come up with a percentage regarding how much the trade talks, trade negotiation, the headlines affect the market, that should be nearly 80%, sorry, 80%. But yeah, it's not, and it's not, on, it's not, uh, the trade talks, as I was saying, is they're not the only thing that affects the markets. Obviously, the central banks, and especially how they evaluate the market conditions or the potential market conditions if the trade talks, the trade deals are finalized or not. If we've seen trade deadline extended. So we had a lot of headlines today regarding US and China extending the pause. So that means that there is no deal. They need more time in order to reach to a deal. So that's a good and bad news at the same time. Okay, and we have seen actually in the aftermath of this announcement in the market earlier. We have seen stocks wobbling a bit. We have seen euro gaining a lot of ground against US dollar, especially after finally we have seen US and Europe reaching to a deal. But yeah, as I was saying, the focus right now is on the Fed. And since we have seen a really nice move earlier on gold, actually just now, I'm gonna jump actually straight into gold. I know that it's your preferable asset anyway, and after seeing that significant break, huge move the last 30 minutes. I'm great, Shifat. Thank you very much for asking. So a significant move, as I was saying, in gold. You can see how big this 30 minutes candle is, how beautifully it has broken the channel in which the asset was moving into since Tuesday, since actually Monday night, wasn't it? Yeah, somewhere there. Okay, I need to fix it a bit. But for anyone that should be at one, perfect. Okay, not too bad, but quite good actually. So how beautifully it broken break out the channel on the downside, and more precisely, this is a 30 minutes chart on gold, and I know that you want me to put the captions. Gold. Here it is. Here we go. Gold 30 minutes chart. How beautifully it broken the channel, and is into the obviously the US session. The beginning of the US session is responsible for this decline, along with the data. Okay, along with the data, even though we were seeing the gold holding a channel, and overall, I'm sure you already know because you're gold traders. I mean, there are many of you that they love you love trading gold, I know. And as we have seen last week, for anyone that was here with me last week, we noticed this ascending long-term triangle. Okay, it's a long-term one. Obviously, it's a daily chart. But look at that. Look at, unfortunately, I had removed my lines, but nonetheless, other than that, this week, we have seen the asset actually extending a move below ascending triangle that is holding actually since April, so second and third quarter of the year nearly. Into the third quarter is the very first month of the third quarter. So yeah, move lower this week, extending and rejecting for the time being that ascending triangle with a flat. I was saying descending, it's an ascending triangle with a flat top. But more precisely, if we focus a bit on the short term, okay, we have seen what I mentioned earlier just now, the decisive breakout, huge sell-off the last 30 minutes into the US Open. And the reason for this decline are the US data. There also some sell-off has been seen on the anticipation of the Fed, even though we know what will happen. We know that there is no chance of cutting rates. They will keep the policy unchanged, but it's all about the press conference as usual. So it seems that a combination of the US data along with the anticipation of the Fed later on, it was what was responsible for adding further pressure on gold. Okay, so just very briefly before we focus on the technicals, very briefly to explain what has been seen so far. So we have seen the US second quarter GDP growth undershooting estimates. Okay, actually entirely to a huge, let's say, subtraction from the inventories. So this undershoot was due to the inventories. Okay, the inventories. This is what was responsible, what affected the growth rate. So basically, the second quarter GDP was at 3%. Okay, 3%. That's below the forecast, below estimates, analyst estimates, and that's why I mentioned that it's a bit of an undershoot. Mainly, what has led to this 3%? It is the inventories, as I said, that left basically a negative 26 liquidation billions, obviously liquidation rate. Okay, so yeah, that's the reason. But both basically exports and imports were undershoot as well, and obviously this shows once again the aftermath of the tariffs. Okay, nonetheless, in general, as we have already mentioned, gold this week, even though it broke our ascending triangle, it moves a bit sideways, right? So consolidating the whole week. So let me focus on these three candles. These are daily candles, okay? A bit of a consolidation, bouncing between 3300s and 3330, somewhere there. So if I put the 4-hour or even the 1-hour chart I showed you earlier, that is a bit of a it's mainly, okay, it's a sideways movement. This ascending, this up channel has been seen on Monday afternoon. So if I had to, let's say, if I solely focus on Monday morning, actually week's highs and week's lows, that should be somewhere here. Not ideally, but yeah, not ideal, but you get what I mean. We have seen a bit of a move within these 33 hundreds and 3330 mainly. So with a nice ascending triangle seen since Monday afternoon. So, as I was saying, for gold, in general, everything is everything actually is being triggered by the latest trade headlines. So earlier, other than the data, we have seen also that it seems that the market participants over here, guys, they're basically ahead of uh, of the um, of the Fed today. It seems that they are pricing in, let's say, a more hawkish tone from Mr. Powell, or it looks like a more of a technical tone. It's not a hawkish tone. It seems that they are basically trying to push gold lower in order to buy the dip. Okay, so any sign from Mr. Powell, okay, regarding the timing of the next rate cut, okay, that will be that could boost gold higher. Dovish tone for the Fed implies to weak dollar implies to gold, a higher gold, right? So this is more of a technical move. Okay, indeed, the data undershoot the estimates. Indeed, they were a bit disappointing, but is Mr. Trump, is the Fed, is it's expected to happen later on to be announced. And let's not forget that Mr. Trump keeps pushing Mr. Powell for more rate cuts. So all these are not really helping the dollar. But ahead of the announcement, we've seen that gold actually loses some ground. So I saw in Trump's social earlier a comment from Mr. Trump once again, just today actually. I don't know whether you have seen the news, but he was like, "Oh, second quarter GDP just about 3%, way better than expected. Too late. Must now lower the rate." So again, he's pushing just few hours before the Fed conference, he's pushing Mr. Powell to proceed with rate cuts. So that might be the main driver of gold right now, because it's Mr. Trump after all, right? Nonetheless, let's stick to the technical. If you cannot follow the news or all these things, everything that is going on, I mean, it's not only about data and microeconomics analysis, it's also politics. It's also all this risk on, risk off condition that Mr. Trump tends to create to the markets, actually, with his comments, with his trade deals, etc. If you cannot follow the speed of all this news, it's better to stick on your technicals. Rely on your support resistance levels. Rely on what you see and not what you think. Okay, so for anyone that had that channel on, well done. You spotted the breakout on time. For anyone that didn't catch that move, it's never too late. We're just gonna get well prepared ahead of the Fed later on. So, guys, immediate support level. Let me just I'm gonna put the 30 minutes chart on just for you to see. How can I actually? Let me see. If I zoom out a bit, no, that doesn't help at all. My head is in the front. Sorry for that. Can I change it? The position of maybe the shape. Okay. Oh, great. I've changed it. So much better, right? Much, much better. Ooh, after all these years, and I learned few new things right now. Okay, so as you can see, decline continues. Obviously, the next support level is the round number, and I'm referring to the 3300s territory. But, let me add some at our usual indicators on just to help us, because 3300s obviously is a round number, zero level number. I mean, it's a double zero level, so very significant psychological level. So 3300s is definitely a key strong support level for gold. Okay, psychological level as well, as I keep saying. So it might reach that level and rebounds again. Okay, so be very careful. If, however, the 3300s break, okay, then our next support level in the medium term, if and only if you have a confirmed closure today below 3300s, decisive one, then the next support level is at 3251. However, my dear friends, I would like to make sure to actually double check the momentum and whether we have, it seems that it's very interesting actually, the fact that we have a C and descending, can you see that? And descending bullish bias, okay? It hasn't turned negative. Okay, I'm not saying that it turned negative. I'm not saying that it's the beginning of a reversal, of a medium and long-term reversal. No, we don't know yet. But you need to keep an eye on the fact that in the overall outlook, it seems that there is a decreasing bullish bias. I'm going to use also my RSI. Okay. And it seems that the 43 level, 43, 44, somewhere there, hasn't broken. Actually, it acts like a support level. Can you see that? That looks like a nice support level that is it's been held since December last year. So it means that the entire 2025, the RSI hasn't moved below 44 level. 4340 to be more precise. Currently, it's around there. It's really close. Okay, so guys, food for thought for August, even for September. But food for thought in the overall outlook. Daily chart. This is a daily chart. A move, a decisive move below 3300s, especially if the consecutive days, the consecutive sessions up, show further decline below 3300s for gold, then you need to keep an eye on the momentum. If you see that it turns negative, that RSI turns below 44 level, that could be a significant signal for a potential reversal of gold lower, pullback, or even a reversal of the so far uptrend. Okay, but that's food for thought. I mean, it's not like intraday analysis. This is a long-term analysis, and so on and so forth. Now, I'm gonna zoom into the 1 hour chart. We had that rejection. We are just $9 above, 9 points above the 3300s. Over here, RSI extended lower, okay, and it keeps pointing lower. I'm gonna use my stochastic for this one as well. just to check. Okay, stochastic the same. So what we have over here, we have um, um, uh, an unanimous signal from our price of our price action and the indicators. So RSI points lower, stochastic short-term stochastic keeps pointing lower. Big bearish candles indicate that there is still further room on the downside. So now the question is, for how long? So okay, I'm gonna change this. Actually, I'm gonna get back to, I have somewhere the Heiken Ashi one. Oh, actually, okay. Here I have the Heiken Ashi setup, okay? Something that I also noticed for anyone that follows us and you've participated to our, you're participating to our lives every week. You probably have seen this line, the trend lines that I'm using. And the second one has been adjusted like back in June. Okay, that was the initial one. That's the second one. It has broken, and since then the price. So actually, let me clear a bit this mess for you. So you see, that was my the initial one. I should probably get rid of it actually. Yeah, and since June, beginning of June, gold, even though it returned back to 34.40 level, however, it stayed below my trend line. Okay, just leave it as it is. It's just to have in mind for the near future. So I'm gonna go down to the 30 minutes chart since I'm using a Heiken Ashi setup. So let's see what's going on over here. Very big Heiken Ashi candles. The second one closes in 5 minutes time. Really aggressive one. Lower low. Parabolic sharp far away. MACD turn negative. Stochastic keep pointing lower. So we have another bearish cross over here. So everything point to the fact that we might see further room to the downside for gold, with the next support level at 3300s. 33.0180 is the low of the day, or is the low of the week. Sorry, my bad. But yes, there is further room on the downside. It seems that the decline doesn't show any signs of fading, fading. So yeah. Now, let me see your question. By the way, I'm sorry for that. I have largely ignored you, but I just wanted to jump into gold just to see this move and to see what actually happened. It was Mr. Trump with the undershoot of US data plus the anticipation of the Fed. So we had plenty, and the US Open, obviously. So we have plenty to digest, right? If I check the fear, actually, I don't know how many of you are using the fear and greed index, but it seems that right now the indicator is at an extreme level, and actually it's at the greediness level. So it seems that we have a risk on situation over here. That's why we have seen gold on the downside. So greediness. I'm referring. I mean, there is a nice fear and greed index in CNN business. CNN business. You can see that right now it's on greediness level around 68. So that means risk on conditions. So yeah, that explains also the decline on gold as well. Yeah, so let me check. Remember, risk, if we see risk on conditions, it means, if we say risk on conditions, it means that gold is on the downside. yen is quite is also gaining ground. Sorry. Yeah, so probably dollar yen, it's on the downside because we have yen gaining against dollar. Same stands for dollar Swiss as well. So remember the three major safe havens. Now, now. So let me see your questions. Floating in euro dollar. Oof, oof, oof. Euro dollar has been, it's beautiful actually. It's beautiful. It has been straightforward since Asia session, probably since, yeah, the whole week. I mean, euro dollar has been on the downside from the moment that we have seen a deal on Sunday night, Monday morning for Cyprus, for example. Euro obviously gained some significant ground against dollar. It's in a significant rally, and that continues today. And the crucial today is that we have seen a decisive breakout below the 115 level. Euro dollar right now, guys, let me change the caption. I'm in euro dollar right now. And look at this beautiful line. I haven't put that on, by the way, today. I have put it last week. So you see, do you remember this setup? We've seen it last week and a week before, etc., etc. Remember, for anyone that was here, do you remember this trend line on MACD? Anyway, let me just hide this. Okay, so yeah, it beautifully rejected 000 number 150, the double zero number 115 level, round number, previous resistance level back in April 2025, outside extending losses, outside channel. You see, initially it rejected the upwards channel mid of July, recovered a bit but failed to enter the channel. And then for 3 consecutive days, actually this week, we have seen a significant decline, and that is in line with negative bias, strong candles, suggesting that this move might actually persist for a while. Ideally, will be to wait also until the press conference, but the candles are quite big. I mean, okay, today's session hasn't closed, but yesterday's session is closed, and it's a significantly big candle, and that's why it's quite it's quite clear that we are more on a we are in a bearish outlook in the short term, at least. So 4-hour chart, 1-hour chart, you see decline because of the US trade deal. Euro gaining ground against dollar, extended down to 115.20 level, consolidated for a while yesterday and briefly today in Asia session. But as soon as we get closer to US session, we have seen declining further. And you can see this from stochastics as well, right? Lower lows, lower highs, even though it's oversold, sorry, there's no indication of correction, let's say. But even if we see a correction, a slight, the stochastic pointing higher, that's not enough for indicating a reversal. It will probably consolidate before another attempt on the downside. So you will probably see sideways movements such as this one, for example, the one that we have seen overnight, like a bit of a sideways, before another attempt to the downside. Okay, so fundamentals overall support the strong euro against basically a less weak euro against a pretty weak dollar. Okay, because euro as such, the fundamentals don't really support the strong euro, but it's whichever is weaker, if you get what I mean. So yeah, so so decline. Uh, and that the interesting thing over here is that even though the dollar, okay, can you see this is the dollar index, okay? Uh, oops. Oh, okay, okay. A lot of questions about gold. So this sell-off that we have seen, actually, I'm gonna get back to euro. Let's finish the euro dollar. As we said, a lot of selling pressure, weaker dollar against less weak dollar against a pretty weak euro. It was vice versa. Sorry, sometimes I don't really connect what I'm saying. Anyway, so yeah, yeah. So yes, I was saying a lot of sell-off is still on. It's a significant sell-off has been seen in euro dollar. The parabolic SAR, guys, are still far away from the price, indicating that there is further room on the downside. But even if you see a bit of a consolidation, okay, that looks to be just a correction before another attempt on the downside, simply because on the higher time frame we have still sellers in control of euro dollar, and ahead of the end of the week of the NFP. Okay, I want you to be to check also every night or every morning the daily chart, okay, because the rejection of the channel, the failure to extend back into the channel, the move southwards, the break of 115 level, the decline, the lower highs on MACD, all these are indications, are signals, premature signals for a potential reversal of euro dollar in general. So I want you every morning or every night, whatever suits you best, to check the daily chart as well, especially ahead of the NFP on Friday and ahead of the new week, because also we have end of the month today, and so there's a combo of things. We have the trade talks. We have potential extension of US and China trade pause. We have today the FOMC. We have NFP on Friday and the very last trading day of the month. So month end flows as well. Okay, very, very important. So overall medium term picture negative to neutral, intraday picture negative, bearish. And let's jump into gold again, because I see a lot of questions. Let me get back to gold. By the way, in general, where is it? Where's gold? Oh, just a second. Before we jump into the gold, I want to show you very, very briefly the dollar index. This is the daily chart, dollar index, just to show you that we have a pretty interesting inverse, basically looks like an inverse head and shoulder. Just food for thought, okay? So look at that. Let me just so 1, 2. Not quite sure, but I will put it on just to have it in mind for our next live analysis. Okay, so it's an inverse. It looks like an inverse head and shoulder, but with a neckline. But the neckline has a slope. Okay, it's a declining neckline. I'm gonna keep it on. It doesn't mean anything right now or yet, at least. Just I will have it in mind just to see whether this today we're gonna see closure above it. Okay, because that should be, if we see this week in general a move higher and a continuous move higher, an ongoing move higher, that could be that's a bullish basically signal. We have seen obviously some support in the short term for dollar the last 3 days this week, but I want to see whether this is something that will persist or not. Just leave it on over here as it is. Yeah, dollar obviously gained some ground as a 30 minutes chart ahead of the US, ahead of the Fed today. Okay, and it seems that there is further room on the upside still. It hasn't run out of steam, even though the stochastics are overbought. So I'm gonna keep an eye on stochastics to see if I see reversal, if I see a bearish cross of stochastics in combination with a doji candles on Heiken Nashi. That could be an indication of a correction. Okay, that could be an indication of a correction. So sorry, I put that the exact opposite. Oh no, sorry. I'm gonna simplify everything. If you notice in the next few minutes, top of the hour, whatever, a cross, a bearish cross of stochastics, pointing also lower, so slope matters, in combination with a doji or even bearish candle in the price action, that could indicate a bit of a correction lower. How low? That depends. We need to check again the price action, how big the candles are, and etc. etc. But keep an eye on. Okay, so for the time being, we have very identical highs over here. So we might reach to a bit of the end of this, not the end of the, we have reached a resistance level. So we might see some consolidation at 99.30 level. Let's get back to gold, okay? I want to see all of your questions, that's why. And 33, wait a minute, it was already hit. Come on. High, low. Yeah, 3301.57 was breached. Just a breath away from 3300s. Yeah, I want to see your questions basically first of all. I know Ziposiso, I know Bitcoiner repo, Bitcoin and gold over here, Bitcoin and repo, cable, nice cable, Brian Profit sell. Are you Jay? Are you referring to gold? Yeah, it could be just technicals, taking the profits against or deliberately or selling. I always say selling the what's that phrase? Let me. I want to find that phrase that actually. What is that phrase? I don't remember. But buy the rumor, sell the fact. Yeah, I think you probably heard that before. So basically, it is a very well-known concept in trading. So basically, it's a strategy in which the market participants purchase an asset based on the anticipation of the forthcoming news and sell once the news is officially announced. That's for dollar. That's why we are seeing gold under pressure. But as I said, don't forget that this looks to be more of a bind the dip condition, as Jay's trade is saying. But rely on your technicals, rely on support levels. So actually right now our very immediate resistance level, okay, will be, actually let's put some Fibonacci's on, why not? So we had this huge decline, 23% is at 3308 and 38% it's at 3312. So a recovery up to this level could indicate a reversal back higher, or at least we back to this channel, but back to this 30 back here, actually back to 3330 level. So yeah, but my feel, dear Jay, because we have a lot of scalpers over here with us, a lot of people that trade 5 minutes chart, 3 minutes chart, 1 minute chart. It seems that for such a tight time frames, the Hakenashi keeps posting lower lows. Can you see these tails? Okay, so there is still further room on the downside in the very short time frame. Gold. Good afternoon. Did I say good morning? If I did, I'm sorry. You think to go 32.65 only if I see decisive break, as I said, dear. We need to see a closure today, or at least like consecutive. If I put the 1 hour chart, at least I need confirmation. We need to see a closure of our candle below 33 and another one just for confirmation further lower. Okay, we need clarity. And because 33 is a round number, that's even a stronger level. So it might be retested again and again and again, but it won't be easy to break it. So not quite sure whether we're going to see the 32.64. Just wait and see. Wait until you are absolutely sure that indeed this is not a short-lived decline. Remember, it looks more of a risk-on condition ahead of the Fed. So patience. I can see that some people are calling for a long gold run. I guess you're day traders or something, or yeah. If I don't see it, I want to be absolutely sure, or at least to feel confident about my decision. So I guess if you're saying long gold, you have your own system and you have seen something. But it depends on what kind of traders you are, in which time frame you're trading, etc., etc. I see plenty, to be honest, plenty. I see the news feed in Yahoo Finance because it's very like fast. I'm also seeing the Forex Live one. It's very like fast as well. We have Bloomberg TV over here, so that's the best actually because it's obviously it's a TV, so I get the news at no time. So whatever you prefer, as long as, I mean, the timing is not too late. I mean, yeah, so you short how long? Okay, guys, there is no indication for the time being that gold will return back to 3350 or 3383 or 3400s. Okay, an indication, an early indication, will be if it managed to hold above 3300s for the entire week, and more precisely, if we see in the lower time frame, such as a 4-hour chart or an hour chart, and rally again. Okay, so for the time being, I don't see something like that, or at least the charts don't show me something like that. I want to reply to this question as well, Mark, if you live in Africa region, we have local offices. So where are you placed, actually? Let me know. But yeah, we have local offices, and you can literally visit our premises and participate to face-to-face classes. If you're not in Africa, then you can check our past webinars page and start from the very basics, and slowly move to more advanced, let's say, topics. But you need to start from the very basics. Very basics. How financial markets work, what is online trading, what is CFD trading, what is leverage, what is margin, everything, the very basics. Okay. Yeah, buy the room or sell the new. Yeah, buy the room. It's vice versa. So, okay, I'm gonna get back to. I have pinned a lot of questions, so I have to. First of all, Isibusi, so as usual, you're the first one commenting. So let's jump into repo and Bitcoin. Actually, cryptos in general this week, they have basically consolidated a lot. I mean, we didn't have significant move. And for me at least, so let me get rid of this question. Okay, let me fix this. Actually, it looks like a narrow channel. Let me fix it, because the standard deviation is like, it's way too big that it should. Let me fix it. Oops. Sorry, guys, just a second. Oh, no. Yeah, it is. Oh, what's the matter? Okay. No, obviously. Let's try 1.5. No. I don't like it. It's not appropriate. No. 175, a bit better. It satisfies quite well the top, but not the bottom. But it's okay. It's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, it's not bad. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, much better. So there is a slight decline in cryptos. This is Bitcoin, not Ripple, Bitcoin. And we have seen this week the Bitcoin moving within the upper channel, the upper zone of our channel. I'm going to do something that I don't usually do, but I would like to see some Bollingers just to see whether it helps a bit with the range, the price range. And yeah, it does help. So it seems that they are in a consolidation. They're ranging, basically crypto is ranging, Bitcoin is ranging, some sideways move. You can see that Bollingers basically are flat. I need to get rid of how delete. Okay, you see flat, flat. Flat lines suggesting that it's getting squeezed. It's in a ranging market. MACD is negative. So let's zoom into the 1 hour chart to see what's going on intraday. So intraday we have some. Okay, we have seen a significant rally on the Monday morning, a pullback with the midline of the channel, a key support level for Bitcoin, another bounce higher but with lower low, reversal back to the midline. So lower highs and a nice support at the mid. But it seems that this decline, Zibusiso, are you following me? This is a 30 minutes chart for Bitcoin. It seems that this decline, the decline that we have seen for the last nearly 3 hours, has run out of steam already. Why? Look at that. Identical lows, small body candles, big tails, and it's a Heikenhashi. So that suggests that the conditions basically something is changing. So it seems that this decline is running out of steam. So a nice support level will be over here. So use the latest fractal as a support level. This will help you with a potential pending order if you wish. So a crossing below that could indicate a move to weeks to 2 weeks bottom, which is at 116. Let me just 116,908 level. Okay. So there was a bit of a sell of the last 2.5 hours. It's faded a bit. So only a break of 117,270 could indicate a retest of the yesterday's, basically of week's bottom. Okay, but I want you definitely to keep an eye on the 4-hour chart. Okay, because it's in a nice descending triangle. So in this case, we have another support level at the mid of this channel, which is currently at 116,719. Isn't that right? Yeah, somewhere here, 700. Yeah, 116,700. Okay. A closure below the midline could retest the bottom of this channel, guys. Now let's move on to Ripple. Caption Ripple very quickly. Okay. Okay, over here I don't have a Heikenhashi. I have Japanese candlesticks. We have a nice bearish cross of the 5 and 9 exponential moving average. a crossing of the price action below the midline of the Bollingers, descending MACD, so decreasing bullish bias, and RSI actually flat. So what all this means? It means neutral to negative. So currently neutral, but with indications that we might see some pressure. But it's mainly flat for the time being. Small body candles, we have bearish indications, but we haven't seen the price really confirming something like that yet, at least. So intraday, yeah, decline held, rebounded slightly. Stochastics are bullish currently. So consolidation it is intraday, Zibusiso. Consolidation it is, yeah. Not exciting about the report, to be honest. Not excited. Yeah. Yeah, the slopes are so narrow, so flat. Yeah, no. Okay, let's move on. We have covered Bitcoin and gold. We did that fresher. Even if you missed my initial, I did gold several times. So the video will stay on our in our channel. So you can drag and drop your cursor at the beginning of the live. And the very, very first asset that I covered was gold, from the higher time frame to the lower one. And I would like to see cable because Dash Duki is keep posting, it's keep like putting in his comments. So I'm interested to see what's going on with cable. Let me change the caption into cable, and I need to jump into the cable. Yeah, a lot of sell-off. Basically, it's dollar gaining ground against all the majors ahead of the Fed. And that's why we have seen decline on gold, decline on euro dollar, declines on pound dollar. So very similar performance as euro dollar, my dear friends. Okay, so this is the cable. It's more than let's see. Yeah, more than 100 pips move. Oof, great. It's just wondering what happened with euro. Just a second. Yeah. Bam, bam, bam. Beautiful. So euro stuck a bit, but yeah, as I said earlier, it doesn't really mean something. So cable, 30 minutes chart, 1, 2, 3, 4. MACD extended lower. So yeah, it's clear, it's negative. So like, yeah, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Let me check something. Sorry, I'm just jumping from. There is a nice resistance, 33.70. It's not exactly head and shoulders formation, but I'm gonna measure the height of this like rounding top, because this is helpful for spotting the next support level if we see this this sell-off to persist, which seems to be the case because these are very, very strong, decisive, bearish candles. So a lot of sell-off, especially the trade deals as well. The fact that we reached 2 deals, that's boosting significant dollar. And then forget the risk on conditions. That is something that supports dollar as well. So yeah, Sellers are in control intraday and in the medium term. So if I put the 30 minutes chart, consecutive big high Kenashi candles, bearish ones, parabolics are far away from the asset, MACD turn negative. Let me put stochastics ones as well. Okay. Okay, to be honest, stochastic is a bit like oversold. So we might see a bit of a consolidation or a correction up to 133 level. But yeah, overall is negative. So that could probably be a correction before another attempt to the downside. But yeah, nothing really. It's all about sellers are clearly in control. This is the 1 minute chart, by the way. And you see, correction for 3 minutes and then another attempt on that side. Correction for 3 minutes, another attempt on the downside. Correction for 4 minutes, decline. Correction for 5 minutes, decline. So it's like, yeah, it's all about overbought, extreme levels, basically, oversold. Yeah, but negative bias is still on. There is no indication that it's fading. And even the overall outlook is negative as well. So cable and O's, pound O's. Pound O's. I think I used to have this one on, didn't I? I don't. Why? Okay, never mind. I'm gonna put it on right now. Show all. Pound O's, pound O's, pound O's. Where is my pound O's? Aussie dollar. Here we go. Oops. Sorry, just a second. Yeah. So, what is your take here, please? So, anchor. Captions. Let me put pound at pound Aussie at show. Perfect. So over here, what we have, let me just analyze it a bit. I haven't checked Aussie pound for a while. So obviously, we are at multi-years highs. So highs that we have seen back in 2016. Okay, so however, we have seen overall a decline in July. So there is a medium term decline. You can see that from MACD as well, extending below zero. So it seems that sellers are really pushing the asset lower. Let me see intraday what's going on over here. We have a change, a shift in the sentiment, but I'm not convinced. Let me check. Okay. 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 What's about it? Accor. Even though this is a 15 minutes chart, okay, or 30 minutes chart, doesn't really matter because what I'm gonna say, it's the same thing. So even though we have a pullback, okay, if you check closely the price or the tails, you can see that we have a repeated, like the lows are like close to each other We don't really see a significant lower lows. So that raised the question whether this decline ran out of steam already, because overall the asset is positive. So MACD, so the price indeed pulled back from the highs that we have seen on this morning in the European session, actually decline, but it failed to provide consecutive bearish candles, or to have lower lows. And also, even though MACD decline, it's well above zero, it's still positive. So that triggers my attention. It's like I see that it might run out of steam already. I'm not saying that it will correct on the upside, it will continue on the upside. Obviously, we need confirmation to see whether it will it will extend higher again. But for the time being, it looks to me that this decline is running out of steam. Okay, and that this is struggling to break this zone over here. MACD is still positive, well above zero, so indicating that bulls are still, support quite well pound Oz. Stochastic never crossed oversold territory. Indeed it points lower, but it hasn't crossed below 20, and yeah, it seems that it's struggling to extend below 205.65 level. So that, like, it looks to me that it's like struggling too. So this is a correction, and we should probably keep an eye on it, because it might be just a short-lived pullback because before another attempt on the upside. So yeah, be careful. A bearish signal will be if and only if you see the candle closing below this zone. For the time being, we've seen retesting it. So retesting it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, but it never break it. It never closed below it. So that will be your trigger point for a move lower. If it fails, that means consolidation. So you need to keep an eye also on the upside, on a reversal and a rebound, basically away from that level, and potentially break out of 205.95 to 206 level. Yeah, that could be an indication for that the rally has resumed. Okay, so guys, that was pretty much it for today from my side. I don't know whether you have I don't see any reply about pound. Ola was on the downside. Was a bit under pressure this morning, but managed to recover. So it's back to 69.65 level. So there is a bullish cross in the daily chart. There is overall positive momentum. So let me just sorry, just a second. So the next, okay, obviously 70 is near $70, but in the medium term the resistance is up to 72 level. Yeah, it's up to $72. Yeah, intraday, let's see, a nice rebound, bullish cross, doji candle the last hour. So we need a break there of this latest swing high of 69.70 level. 69.70 could retest another 30 pips higher, 70 level. But overall, it has been well supported today, no, to this week. So the question is whether we'll manage to break this 9th of July top. Okay, so pound kiwi, last but not least. Yeah, it's in a ranging, it's in a sideways market so far this year. Okay, pretty sideways basically. So now intraday. So there was a sell-off, but short-lived one, found support at the 9 exponential moving average. MACD remains positive. RSI is above 50. So it seems that there's still bullish bias. So it seems that the two, as long as the 2440 levels being held, as long as it's holding above it, it remains in a bullish bias. Okay. Keep for pound kiwi in the 1 hour or even 30-minute chart, use the 5 and 9 exponential moving average. They will help you in the short-term trade, because a bearish signal would be if and only if we have a confirmed crossing of 5 and 9, bearish crossing. Okay, so far they are very, very close to each other, but we don't have a confirmed closure, a confirmed cross. Like here, for example, that was a bullish one. So there, for pound New Zealand, the 5 and 9 in a 30 minutes chart or even 1 hour chart will help you spot whether in the decline will prevail or whether that was a short-lived one, and you can keep an eye on a potential rebound. For the time being, it struggled to extend below 224.40. So wait and see. Okay, guys, I need to go. Have a great day ahead. Take care. A lot of volatility is expected as usual. Yeah, keep an eye on the news ahead of the Fed. Earlier just now, Bank of Japan, Canada, sorry, confirmed the holds that they hold rates unchanged due to trade uncertainty, because they have no deal with US yet. And yeah, eyes on Mr. Powell and Mr. Trump, obviously. Thank you very much. Have a great day ahead. Take care. And see you again on Friday with which is NFP day. Okay, Michalis will present the live streaming on NFP announcement. Stay tuned and join us. Thank you very much. Have a great day ahead. Take care. Bye bye.